Finally, Sony revealed the new PSVR 2 kit officially. Today I'm going to go through everything that was announced, and that includes the new games as well. So let's get straight into the price, as I know that's one of the biggest questions we all had. It was announced the Sony PSVR 2 kit will cost $550. Here you get the PSVR 2, the Sense controllers, and stereo headphones. There was a couple of bundles available where you can get the Horizon Call of the Mountain for, you know, like $600. Still pretty expensive, right? Especially considering the PlayStation 5 costs around $500. You can also get a charging dock with a simple clicking design without connecting to the PS5 ports. Bearing in mind the PS5 doesn't have too many ports anyway, so this might be actually a needed addition. As was speculated on previous videos, you can see a link here. It will have 4K visuals and an OLED display, and a host of other specs, which basically make this one of the most powerful VR devices right now. When's it going to be released? Very soon, 22nd of February, literally just around the corner. And pre-orders I'm going to be opening up from the 15th of November. I'll come back to the price a bit later in the end of summary. Let's go through some of the games that were announced as well. Start picture Switchback is a roller coaster VR horror shooter, which is all set inside the sinister world of the Dark Pictures. This follows on from the original, but of course has improved visuals and improved VR experience when it comes to the PSVR 2 and the Sense controllers. I'm not really thinking of an instant buy, but I have seen some comments that people do seem quite hyped for it, so let's see. Crossfire Sierra is a squad military shooter. It is a much more realistic shooter, something that I think the PSVR 2 actually needed, and one that is finally cinematic too. There's a co-op mode which is pretty cool, but there's no mention of a PvP mode, which I'm sure needs to be added in order for this game to really take off, plus to really bring the PS community together on this, as I think there is a lot of potential. The Light Brigade is a rogue game. I do love a rogue game, where you ascend the ranks as you journey through the shattered memories, returning to the light of the darkness. I had to do that in an epic voice, it felt rude not to. Yeah, could be good. Zenith the Last City. Now this is the one I'm really excited for. I played it on the Quest, but it felt a bit hit and miss. So hoping with Sony's new headset, controllers, and remastered graphics, it will be a lot better. There's a lot of potential as you journey and buddy up with your friends, fight, craft, raid, fly. Yeah, that's right, fly. Yeah, I'm involved. Have you ever wondered what it is like to be an octopus? Well, if for some reason that question has been plaguing your mind, then Tentacular might be for you. You play as an octopus who has a kind heart, just trying to figure out his place in the world, like all of us. Jokes aside, Tentacular could be fun, but I don't think it will be a purchase for me personally, but each to their own. Cities VR. Yeah, that's right, you make a city in virtual reality. Now this is nothing new, and I'm sure if you're into some sort of sim building games, this will be quite interesting for you. I think the USP is the new PSVR 2 controllers, which can make this a really intuitive experience. Cosmonious High is maybe towards a more quirky, younger audience. Anyway, here you obtain quote-unquote outrageous alien power to save Cosmonious High from chaos. Hello Neighbor VR Search and Rescue on paper is a VR horror puzzle game, but the reality is, you are breaking into your neighbor's house and spying on them. Bit creepy. Look at this guy's head. Anyway, all jokes aside, the new PSVR 2 capabilities, this will be a much more deeper and weirder experience. If you ever wondered what it'd be like to be chased by a breathing T-Rex, this game might be for you. Here you outsmart prehistoric predators in a Jurassic world. Jurassic. Don't judge me. Pistol Whip VR, so another shooting game. To be expected, to be fair. Pistol Whip is a run and gun shooter set in the world of symphonic fury, harnessing all the new PSVR 2 features including haptic feedback, adaptive triggers, and finger touch detection. It does feel and look a bit like No More Heroes in terms of its OTT style, which I definitely do like, as you shoot, duck, and dodge your way through these surreal scenes and climbing those leaderboards. After Fall was coming in 2023, it is a co-op shooter set in a post-apocalyptic LA, as you shoot your way through an intense and hostile world. The interesting bit about this is that you start the game off in a shared world with up to 32 other players. You will then venture out into the post-apocalyptic LA in squads of 4 in a bid to reclaim the city. Out of the games announced today, plus the ones announced before, I still think Horizon is going to be the #1 purchase to get on the day when it first comes out. But I do want to see more from Sony in terms of games announced over the coming weeks and months, as I think there are a lot of PS games with the potential of moving to VR, and I think this could be one of the key ways to bring in consumers to buy it. After all, Sony and their games are very popular. And with all due respect, Tentacular is not going to be the game to bring in the masses. But look, it's early days, but this is just my initial reaction. And then, of course, there is the price. I mean, it's more expensive than the PlayStation 5, and if you don't own a PlayStation 5 already, then it can deter consumers away. But what do you guys think? I mean, the tech actually looks really good, but it really depends on how much Sony are going to invest into it. If they're looking to really build up the PlayStation VR 2 to battle the likes of the Quest 2 or 3 and the Pico 4, for example, then this could be a real opportunity, and I'm definitely involved, and I don't mind investing that sort of money for it. As VR in general is a big opportunity, and the technology and the time they've invested in bringing this headset out, which is really cool, it would be a waste if they were just going to leave it and let it rot and not actually put the games and effort into it. I still think consumers will want to wait to see what reviews say and what other people say before they fully commit, which I think makes sense as well, especially if you don't own a PlayStation 5. Either way, I'm getting mine day one, and I'm going to look to pre-order as soon as possible. If you didn't know already, actually, on the the PSN store, you can sign up and get a specific time slot to pre-order. So if you are keen, I would suggest putting your name down for that. Anyway, keen to hear what you guys think, as I think the price is probably the biggest factor which is going to be up for discussion. Is that deterred you from getting the PlayStation VR2, or are you still up for it? Let me know below. Thank you guys for watching and listening to my words. If you got some value, hit that like button and subscribe as I bring VR content on a weekly basis. I'll see you guys next video.